favorite African film is The Silence of the Palaces, which is a Tunisian film. It's a very beautiful film that talks about marriage and life and what it means to be a woman as well, and the roles you have to play, and also the positions you're given as a woman in society in terms of like being the servant, being the wife, being the mistress. And the film kind of investigates how much voice and power you have as a woman as well. That's why I love the film so much.
What's my favourite African film? This is a very difficult question. I'm just going to tell you the last film that I watched, which actually is a film I'm re-watching actually. It's a film called Yeleen by Suleiman Sis, which I watched again recently, and I was just again struck by what a wonderful, beautiful sort of film it was.
My favourite last African film I saw, that was Things of an Aimless Wanderer. It's by Kivu Rioza. He's a Rwandan filmmaker. I like experimental films, and it's quite experimental, and it shows that even on the continent, there are people doing all kinds of things, and we're not just one kind of filmmaker. So, yeah, I like that.
My favorite African filmmaker is the Senegalese filmmaker Sembène Ousmane. Virtually any one of his films. I mean, he's known as the father of African cinema, and he really is.
My favorite African film is Sarafina. It was a film set in South Africa. It was probably the very first film that I saw that was set in Africa, and it was also a bit of an awakening for me because it opened up my eyes to the injustices in South Africa during apartheid at the time, because I was sort of quite removed from it as a kid. It was a very fun film because it was full of a lot of music and dancing, but there was also a lot of tragedy at the heart of it. So it was, I guess, a very interesting way of approaching a very tough political issue.